Setting goals is one of the most important skills that high-performance, successful people develop during their journey to financial independence and freedom. As I just said, goal setting is a skill. This means that it isn't a talent or something you're born with. A skill is, in fact, something that you can learn, develop, and master. It's nothing more than an ability that everyone can practice in order to achieve success. In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can start developing this very skill and why it's so important. I did some heavy research and took advice from the most successful people all around the world, both from the present and from the past. And what I discovered is that almost all of them attested to goal setting as the single most important skill they developed. So important is this skill that almost all high-quality books talk about the mindset of success and how to develop this skill. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the best practical advice that I've found on the subject. I highly encourage you to copy this advice and apply the lessons into your own lives so you can realize massive success. So, why is goal setting so important? First of all, why are goals important? And why is everyone talking about them? Well, here's the thing. Imagine you're in your car, just driving around on some random highway with your family while on vacation. You aren't sure of where to go, but you want to relax and spend the rest of the day with your loved ones. At this point, you have two possibilities. One, just drive around and see where the road takes you. Maybe it leads to somewhere nice. Or two, decide where you want to go, and then plan your route to the destination. If you choose the second option, you obviously have greater odds of getting to a nice place and actually enjoying the rest of the day. While if you just drive around, you probably won't get anywhere. And even if you do find a place, chances are it would have taken you so long to find it that the day would be almost over, and you wouldn't have time to actually enjoy the time with your family. A similar logic is applicable to your life. We all have a common goal in life: to be happy, which is the equivalent of finding a good place in the car analogy's case. But here's the question: what does being happy mean to you? The happiness question. What makes you happy? Maybe you might not have the answer to this question right now, but for most people this could mean becoming rich, creating a nice life for you and your family. It could be something noble, like helping the poor, or it could be simply living a relaxed life. What does happiness mean to you? Comment it down below. Let's assume and say that one of the things that would make you happy is becoming financially free, which is basically what we teach you on this channel. So let's say that's your purpose. But the question now is, how do you reach that objective? And what are the goals that you need to set in order to achieve or get closer to financial independence? Goals are going to be your guide. It's like a GPS. They tell you where to go, if you're on the right route or if you're going in the wrong direction. If you're taking notes, highlight this word: direction. The importance of direction. Knowing where you're going is more motivating than any motivational video that you'll find here on YouTube. It's so powerful that it can be the difference between you achieving any goal or just procrastinating on the couch scrolling through Instagram all day. So this should help you understand why everyone talks so much about setting and having goals. If you don't have something to achieve, a mission, for instance, why are you alive? Why are you here on this earth? Comment below why you are here on this earth. So here's the thing. There's a big difference between having direction, having something to pursue, and just setting a goal to feel better about yourself. As crazy as this sounds, most people actually only set goals to feel better about themselves, to feel like they're getting ahead in life, while in actuality, they're not taking any action at all. In order to ensure that you actually set goals that will help you potentially achieve the said goals and make progress in your life, I'm going to describe to you what a good goal looks like. First of all, you have to believe that you can actually achieve them. A very common mistake in goal setting is that people only set big goals. We're talking about things like, I want to make $1 million, I want a new house, or I want that new Maserati. But that might be too far-fetched of a goal, especially since they're probably the same goals you had 5 years ago. The goal has to be realistic. and you have to strongly believe that you can achieve it in the time frame that you decide is plausible. So here's how to develop achievable goals. Okay, so now you know why goals are important. Let's now talk about how you set a goal and the step-by-step process to goal setting. Let's get into it now. Step number 5. Calculate your progress. Now that you have your deadline, I want you to pick a pen and paper and write down what you need to do every day in order to achieve your goal, and the estimated time it will take. Knowing how much you need to do and the time you have will give you a better perspective on the progress you're making. Let me give you 2 examples to illustrate this point. 1. A money-related goal. Let's say that your goal is to save about $20,000 in the next 12 months, which could be the equivalent of the down payment for the new house you're trying to buy. In order to calculate your progress, you need to divide your goal into milestones. If you receive your salary monthly, you might want to calculate a monthly milestone. Or if you don't have a regular income, for example, if you're self-employed or if you're an entrepreneur, you might want to set weekly goals or even daily milestones. In this case, let's say you're a freelancer, so you should set weekly milestones. So you first got to do some simple mathematics. In 12 months, there are 52 weeks. You need to save 20 grand in 52 weeks. This means 20,000 divided by 52, which is about $385. This is your weekly goal. So if you do everything right, you should be able to save this amount every single week. Step number 4. Set a deadline. In order to have a clear picture of where you want to go and where you should be, and also to motivate you day in and day out, the goal needs to have a deadline. This isn't meant to stress you out, but it's actually meant to help you set a target on where you should be, what needs to get done, and in what time. A deadline will help wake you up in the morning, get started, and do what you know needs to get done, because your goal is detailed and has a deadline that you're trying to achieve. Step number 3. Describe your goal in detail. Now that you know what your goal is, you need to describe it. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound and smell like? Visualize the goal and you attaining it. You have to be as specific as you can, and the more time you spend describing and visualizing your goal, the more motivated you'll be to actually take action. In fact, it's proven that people will get much more done if they know exactly what they're going after. If, on the other hand, you have a poor description and visualization of your goal, you will probably not be as hungry to achieve it. Visualizing the goal will help your brain understand what the objective is and what needs to be done in order to achieve that outcome. Zig Ziglar said, "You were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win." And it first begins in the mind. In order to describe your goal with accuracy, try to include the answers to the following questions. Why do you want to achieve this? Why is this important? What does it look like? What are the colors, the texture, the shape? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Step number 2. Set high standards. So, the purpose of your goal is to push you to be better and to be the best you can be. But in order to get the most out of it, you need to set high, bodacious goals. Now, pay keen attention, because I haven't said unrealistic goals. I said high standards. It means that your goal has to be realizable, but still has to push you to do a lot. If you set low achievable goals, you won't give your best, while if you set big goals, they will push you to do more. And even if you don't achieve them, you will still have done more than you would have done if you set small goals. Norman Vincent Peale said, "Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars." Step number 1. Look at your goal. Look at your bigger goal. Let's take the example of financial freedom. What is the first logical step to take in order to move closer to achieve financial freedom? Find that out and write it down, because that's exactly what your goal looks like. In this case, it might be developing the business knowledge needed to start your own business. If you don't know for certain what the first step is, do some research. Or, if you have the possibility, ask your mentor or someone that has already achieved that thing. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to help you out and to guide you. If you still can't find what the first logical step is, just pick something that you believe might be the one. Even if that thing eventually turns out to be the wrong decision, you still made a lot more progress and gained skills than if you just stayed stagnant.